everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 32 of Direwolf20's Forgecraft series, where I've got a bunch of gravel and some apatite, apparently. Ooh, today I learned. Oh, that's cool. So just chilling on Forgecraft at the moment, checking things out. I've got some cyanide ingots here, ready to roll. Last episode, we worked on making a big reactor, which does a really nice job. He produces 400-ish thousand artifice, which is pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. And you know, right now I'm working in thinking about doing environmental tech, right? I did some mining off camera real quick. You can see ore is processing over here. So that stuff's all cooking along just nicely. And I think what I want to do right now is look into environmental tech. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'd like to see what's involved in getting into environmental tech, see how it feels early on, and then, you know, kind of cook along the way. And it looks like Valkyrie's on and answering questions about it. So if I get stuck, I will totally be bugging Valkyrie. Cool. Oh, there's now an item output block? That's neat. That's neat. I like that. We're going to have to check it out. Yeah, so like environmental tech, I believe there's several environmentally named mods, but I think it's all one jar file. But there's like environmental materials, environmental core, environmental energy. So several, you know, like named mods, but I think it's all one file that it's in. So let's get into it, right? So I want to start with the Void Ore Miner Tier 1, and it looks like solars have been added since I last looked. So that's kind of cool. I like the look of that. Ooh, and lightning rods look like they're in too. That is also cool. That is also cool. So a Litharite Void Ore Miner. So we're going to need, if you hold shift, we can see the multi-block thingy. Hey, Valkyrie, because I think you're listening, but maybe you're not. Is that wand in that auto places the blocks for you? That's a question. That's a question. And then what else are we going to need? Right, we're going to need some frames, tier 1. So there's your structure frames. We're going to need laser cores. Boom. We're going to need panels, which is going to be structure panels. We're going to need a laser lens holder. That's this guy. Don't need it anymore. Sweet. Then we're going to need IO block or frame. So 4 IO blocks or frames. So I guess I can either, you know, I can either just have everything in the core itself, or if optionally I can specify where power goes in and where power comes out and where items go out. So that's actually kind of cool. So how about FE input and item output? Sounds like, you know, and then we'll make a couple extra frames. Shift right click the CPU should auto build it. Nice. That is cool. And then modifiers, I guess null modifier would probably be the main one to look at, but we could look into it, right? Now, why do I feel like I'm getting FPS hits like crazy over here? I bet Soren did something again. He was on the server recently, and as such, I suspect, see, this is very much a Soren thing. This is very much a Soren thing. He just says whoop. I'll tell you what. I'm not even kidding. I was like hiding from Soren this season. I was like, I'm not gonna tell Soren. See, like I'm getting huge FPS hits when I'm coming over here. Whoop. No idea what it was. No idea what it is. Am I missing something here? What is this? What even is this contraption doing? I think this is literally just like, is there a purpose to this machine? I question the purpose of that machine. I mean, I'm just saying. Oh, and he was getting into apotheosis, it looks like. All right. Yeah, it says whoop everywhere. Always a concern. The miner can face toward the sky. Oh, really? That's interesting. Does it get different things? Or just or just for visual? That's a good question, right? It's a tiny Valkyrie. Like, I almost didn't notice Valkyrie here. I almost didn't notice him hanging out. I almost didn't notice him there. So those are the things we need to build, right? Hey, the funky JEI buttons are fixed. Sort of. I just noticed the JEI buttons are fixed, but it'll still move it down really low. So that's interesting. So it's better. The buttons are no longer ridiculously large. RIP F's in chat for the giant JEI buttons. I missed them already. So it looks like it's moving them down. And I'm guessing these are being moved down because, like, these buttons here. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go down here because these buttons are in my way. Same here, right? So see how it's, like, right underneath all the buttons that are available, right? Over here, it's kind of, you know, up there is fine. So I think it's just trying to, like, adjust itself so it's not overlapping another UI type thing. You should build it outside, upside down. Any direction except not really. Cool. But you get the same items out of it if it's upside down. Or different items. Also, I've got a gift here from Gigabit, which I need to check out. Also, there's some other things I need to check out. Whoop. Package from Direwolf. Oh, it's a bunch of Litharite crystal. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a little bit nice. So Litharite got a recipe change. It is now emeralds, ender pearls, and elven quartz, or regular quartz, or any kind of quartz, right? So basically any quartz at all. But you can also do it like where you just add quartz and ender pearls, and it gives you more. So you can get up to 8 Litharite crystal per emerald if you want. Which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. And that would probably just save me a little bit of time, because I don't know how many ender pearls I don't have a lot. Like I could go hunting endermen and get a bunch of ender pearls, or I could just use some Litharite crystals and jumpstart me into this mod pack, which I think sounds like a good time to me. And I am very much hitting the point where I'm running out of room for stuff. Should I be doing something about this, y'all think? Maybe charred cobblestone and marble? I should, like, probably just be, you know, putting this in here. This would be a polymorph marble is what I did, right? So let's do that. And we will add, that's cool, so that frees up a little bit of room here. What else do we got over here? I could probably wind up voiding a lot of this junk too, to be fair. That would probably not be a terrible idea, just to free up some inventory space-ish type stuff. Right, like I don't need this bow, right, this random bow. There's all kinds of stuff I could clean up, but meh, we'll get there. So that looks cool. Hey, trash. All right, also, I want to mention something about, if you notice in the top left, Mana and Artifice has a new little magical meter thing. Also, there's some stuff in the book here. You can search now in the codex, which is neat. You can change how the UI works. So you can toggle this, where I think the default was escape closes the codex and UI buttons go back. But you can now make it so that escape goes back and UI buttons go back. And escape closes the codex only if you're already at the index. Or right-click or UI buttons go back and escape closes the codex. Or my personal favorite, right-click, UI buttons or escape will go back, and then escape closes the codex from the index, right? So like here, when I'm like inside of a thing, I can hit escape and I'll go back, hit escape again, and it'll close out because we're at the index, right? How cool is that? I like that a lot. Not that I know of. But maybe. If so, let me know. I use them a lot. Ah! I'm getting attacked from a tiny, tiny little demod, I think that was. So that's cool. I like that. Also in the codex is now always show the HUD, only show the HUD when holding something that uses mana, and never show the HUD. I like only when using mana. So that means the HUD for Mana and Artifice is now hidden unless we're holding a spell that will cost mana. And I'm going to test that out now by grabbing one of my spells. See? And now we've got... Ooh, yeah, that's what's up. Yes, sir. See? So now we've got That is neat. Man, that just looks a little bit fancier too, doesn't it? Doesn't it look so good up there? I love it. And then I put this away, or just don't have it like currently in my hand, and the HUD's gone. I love that. Very, very cool. I like that a lot. It just means that like, cause UI clutter is a thing that's easy to happen with a lot of different mods, right? It's so funny because like when you're working on your mod, you're like, it's my mod. It's the only mod anybody's ever going to use, right? And then you like get into a pack with 50 other mods and you're like, there's a lot of UI stuff going on here. So having the option to turn that off when you don't need it is super cool. All right, so let's get in with today's episode. So I'm going to teach this here guy how to make most things. And we're going to go through the list of things to figure out how to make them all. Because there's a few things like obsidian plates that we may have to, well, I guess not. Obsidian plates seem fine. Item outputs look cool. FE inputs look cool. These are all things we're going to want to make. And then laser cores should also be on the list to make. And structure panels, yep. Oh, we're going to need more patterns. Hooray! Isn't there like a new thing in this mod though that cool. And then that's your structure panel. I already did structure panel, didn't I? Yes. And hey, for some reason I had those on my hotkey. There we go. So I've already got structure panel now. Litharite structure frame we will want though, and I think this is where we get into the thing that requires the assembler. The assembler, okay. So that's a thing we're going to need to make. And then it's litharite crystal and redstone imbued obsidian plates, which is another thing we're going to need to make. And that's going to be an assembler-based recipe, so we're going to figure out how these are made in just a minute. So let's make ourselves an assembler and figure out how this thing operates. Does that sound cool? So we're going to need some, to put some of these things in here. So the assembler is going to require some volatile memory, which is going to be some of this, right? And then it'll auto-craft the redstone repeater for me, which is cool. Yeah, I should really break away from logistics lasers for a bit just to make my system work correctly. But now it'll auto-craft 2 more of those. And it'll behave a little bit better if I did that, right? I should really consider, you know, being smart about that and just move into like a straight-up drawers system, right? So if I were to do now control-click on this, you also need to know how to make a CPU, which would be this. We need some more sticks. Do you not know how to make sticks? I should teach you how to make sticks. I feel like that would be cool. And then into the crafter you go. All right, so we're also going to need the CPU. Well, actually, no, I don't want to. I don't know if I'm going to need the auto craft of the CPU, so I'm going to hold off on that for now. And that should be cool. So then it'll auto craft all the things we need, and that's them going over there. Getting there. Cool. All right, assembler now. Sweet. Now it's making all the things. All right, that wasn't so bad, right? No, not at all. Do I not have any more volatile memory? I do. I really need to... What are you supposed to be? A structure panel. Am I... Do what now? Does that look right or what? Does that not look right? Let's try with just like a regular old crafting table. Crafting station. Okay. Assembler. Am I crazy? Volatile memory, flash memory. Aha! Well, there's your problem. There's your problem. I didn't realize, but those are two different items. Flash memory is made like this. I should probably teach you how to turn cobble into smooth stone, shouldn't I? And that guy can go over here. Nice. And then everybody's going to behave. Should I just go ahead and go for broke and make some disk drives? I'm thinking I should. I really like practicing with logistics lasers and making sure that the mod's nice and stable and behaving itself. But on the flip side, it's definitely making things a little bit more difficult for me. Because, like, you know, refined storage is not designed to work the way I'm making it work with. And it's just making it confusing for poor, you know, logistics lasers. So, we'll see what happens. We shall see. So now I'm going to need, that should be cool. Actually, we should be good on that guy. Yeah. And what was this guy? Volatile memory? Yeah, that's that. And then the structure panel goes here. And now we're happy with the assembler. So does this thing need power or what's the deal? He does have an RF meter on him. So we will connect him to some form of power somewhere. Dun 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 dun! Assembler. Sweet. So do you think he, you know, can be automated? That would be a question for the ages, right? Is the assembler automatable? So what we're going to want is something like this, right? Let's actually just straight up test it, right? So this guy here, he's going to be a processing recipe, and this guy here, he's also going to be a processing recipe. And let's get ourselves a crafter, which would be cool. And then we're going to see if it works. I'm guessing it's not going to be great to automate because it doesn't look to me like, it looks to me like it, unless it's like designed to be automated. Configurable side IO. Well, that's cool. Look at that. Oh, now that's a thing. Now that's a thing. You can specify for each inventory slot. I see. So each slot you can specify which side to insert from. So that will make it tricky to automate, right? That will make it super tricky to automate. So like if we were going to do a recipe like this, for example, we would have to specify these 4 sides and like round robin them in some way, shape, or form. Because we'd have to say like put 4 redstone dust into chest, right? And then, you know, output from the chest 1 redstone at a time and round robin to each of the 4 sides. So there might be some mods that we can use to automate this. We're gonna have to see exactly how that's gonna work. Or what we could do is have like a pull type thing, right? Like a retrieval type thingy. There's a few mods that could probably do it, XNet or yeah. We'll have to play with it a little bit. Is XNet on here? Yeah, so we might look into automating that. But just straight up dumping it into there is probably not going to work because it's not going to be super smart. Yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to hold off on automating that for now. What I'm going to do is, because I think we only need Litharite interconnect, right? How many of those do we need? I think we need 20 of those Litharite interconnects. Because if I'm making a tier 1 void ore miner, he needs 20 frames, right? So we need 20 of these, and then we need 20 of these, right? So I'm going to need 20 of these and 80 redstone. So let's just do this, you know, for now. I'll just request an extra, because it's all good. But yeah, I absolutely need to not be stupid about how I'm doing. I need to just fix my thing. And then 80 redstone. Right? And then I'm guessing... So yeah, you're going to need to... Okay. So that is automatable, just not something I'm going to focus on doing right now because I'm more focused on playing with environmental tech than automating this assembler. But that is definitely something I'm going to want to look at. Cool. All right, let's come back when this crafting is complete. And in the meantime, I'm going to start kicking off the other things that we're going to need over here. So if we look at environmental tech, I'm going to request the 20 frames is what we're working on. So let's get a laser lens holder, right? Because we need one of those. And then 2 cores, right? 1 laser lens holder, 2 cores, 18 panels. Needs a little bit more obsidian. We can go get some of that real quick. Let's get 1 of each of those blocks up there. We're going to need a couple extra frames, actually, so I need 2 more frames and 2 modifiers. So we're going to start with null modifiers, so let's get 2 of them. And we'll get an item output, and we'll get an FE input. We're going to need a redstone block. You don't know how to make redstone blocks? Oh, that's right. I at one point had you making redstone blocks, and then I said, we don't need that anymore, do we? And that was a lie. Okay, so we wanted the FE input, right? Cool. Let me go get some obsidian. I'm going to craft the rest of the stuff here, all these things, because that's going to take a minute, obviously. And then we'll come back to play around. Sound like a plan? All right. Environmental tech in just a moment. All right, guys, we're back. So I am officially ready to be done with this whole slow thing. It was a good idea in theory, but mixing the logistics lasers system with refined storage is a rough idea. So I'm going to have to, you know, tweak stuffs a little bit just to get them to behave, but it'll be fine. So in here, I'm going to throw you guys, and that should be good. Sweet. Must go faster. So I made 2 64K disk drives off camera there real quick. And what I'm going to do is just rip up my whole logistics laser system for now. You know, I've done a pretty good job of testing it out. Pretty good, I would say. You know, it ain't bad. It works pretty well, I think. So I still need to get around. So I've been really busy lately and haven't had super enough time to look into getting auto crafting going. But I think as soon as I do, it'll be much cooler. So that's really kind of my next big task is auto crafting with this stuff. You know what I'm going to need here real quick is some cables for a minute while I'm getting ready to transition. Now here's a question. Do we have the cardboard box? We do. So what if I were to do this? This is a cool plan, I think. What if I cardboard boxed you, picked you up, placed you down, and then removed the cardboard box? Is that kind of a plan? I like that. So then I don't have to move the things, and that would be cool. And then you are next, right? So I'll pick you up. You're done. So then place the cardboard box, remove you, and then you're going to start importing. Beautiful. I like that. Cardboard box for the win. Love the cardboard box. I mean, it's just a cool thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's Mechanism's cardboard box, which are super easy to make, by the way, and it just makes it so it's easy to move tile entities around. I'm pretty sure you can move almost any tile entity with it. I'm sure there's some tile entities that are blacklisted. I think it's a tag that they added, so you can't move all tile entities. So, for example, oops, didn't want to do that. For example, the radioactive barrel things. If we F3H this, I think this is an example of one. Really? Control to see tags. Forge relocation not supported, and mechanism cardboard blacklist. So that mechanism cardboard blacklist is a tag that you can add with a data pack, by the way, so that if you're a mod pack maker and you want to prevent people from moving certain blocks with cardboard block boxes, they can do. So the tag system's awesome. Really makes it so you can do some pretty cool custom stuff. But that is some technical nuances for those who like seeing the behind the scenes info about how stuff works. And then my ever popular miscellaneous junk chests. The other thing I'm going to have to work on sooner than later is integration between refined storage and logistics lasers. I think that would be kind of cool too. All I would need to do is make it so that the inventory nodes here can read something of the disk drives. Probably hook into like the interfaces or something like that would probably be the route that I go. That's what I'm thinking. Cool. And now, ta-da! That looks good. You're almost done getting imported. And that cleans up. Also, I've got on my to-do list Flux stuff from Flux Networks. I want to check out that mod, see how it works in 1.16. You know, I'm assuming everything's going to go well, but you never know. And what I'm going to do, once I've got that up and running, is use that, because Flux is like the perfect way to integrate like an existing power system like you with having a thing, because it's, you know, your environmental tech thing is going to be far away, right? That's what it comes down to. So it'll be cool. All right. So now that we've got everything in disk drives, which, you know, we had 16,000 items, we've got 128K storage. I think we're cool. Will you behave yourself, environmental tech? Litharite frames. Why are you being funny, Litharite Connects? Where are my Litharite interconnects? If not in here. If not in here. Also, this can probably be removed. But where are my Litharite interconnects? Maybe something weird happened with them. Maybe there's like a inventory desync or something like that. Because I am having some things and stuff. Let me get my cables out here so I can use a proper cable. Cardboard box. With data, yes. Oh, did I have one more cardboard box to empty out? That would not be surprising to me. That would be a diary thing to do. Oh yeah, there they are. That makes sense. See, I got to talking about things and... Oops, not you. No, you're an external storage. That's not what I want. I want import bus. There you go. There you go. All right, this guy's almost cleaned up. Looking good. I'm hoping that my laser's recognized. Oh yeah, look, everything's behaving itself. Nice. Yeah, I always like to double check that my laser's actually disconnected the blocks that I broke. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. But you know, what happens and what's supposed to happen isn't always the same. But luckily it looked like it worked out pretty well. Okay, so now that you're away, we can check out environmental tech. Litharite structures, 22. You're still saying you're missing litharite interconnects, though, which is weird. Which is weird. So what I'm going to do is say we need 22 structure panels, right? And that should craft pretty quickly because we don't have to wait for anything to smelt. So we'll craft those up real fast. And then, I forget, can you put speed upgrades in these guys? You can put speed upgrades in your crafters, I think. So if you want them to run faster, I think you can do that. But it's generally not necessary because they craft pretty quickly on their own as it is. It's really only if you're like, I'm going to be making 1,000 of this item and I want to really speed up the operations. So not generally a big deal. So now we should be able to make you. Yeah, look at that. It really thinks I don't have litharite interconnects. That is funny. I don't know if that's you, Valkyrie, or if that's refined storage. I honestly am not sure. But then for you, we're going to need a laser diode and a block of diamonds. So let's get that ready to go. So that's that guy smelting. We should probably just get like extra glass anyway. What is it? Control Shift click? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I have no idea. Structure panels and a laser core. Shouldn't be too bad to go. All right, let's go try this thing out. So I'm told that I can face it upwards, which sounds interesting. How would one face it upwards? Would they like just rotate it with a wrench or a hammer of some kind? Oh, look at that. Cool. It has a new UI. I like that. It might be place it while looking up. Yeah, that was going to be my next guess. That's exactly where I was going next. Something like that. Cool. And then right click it or shift right click. Starting auto destructor. Nope, that's not correct. I don't think I want starting auto destructor. How do I... Oh, hello. Something's happening. Whoa, look at it go. I don't know what I did. That's correct. Accept. So is it cool? Is it valid? Oh, it breaks stuff before placing it. Well, that's fancy times. I like that. So FYI, it didn't place the 2 litharite frames. I assume it needs litharite frames here and here. Yeah, it didn't auto place those 2. But that's cool. It broke some of the terrain. I like it. Neato. Cool. All right, looking good. Ah, no worries, Valkyrie, no worries. It looks good to me, dude. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, let's wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next episode. We'll get into flux networks, and then we can get power over to the digital miner. So for now, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. We'll play with the Void Ore Miner and figure out that, and maybe we'll even make a solar panel to see how well those things work. And exactly. And then we'll have some fun. All right, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.